I mean, that was the part of the video that really weirded me out. I mean, I put it in the description if anyone wants to pause and go and watch it. But it was the way they were talking to you. Like, how dare you do something? How dare you go to an event as a free citizen? Like, what? And if you go to certain events, you're not allowed to mention your employer. Like, I guarantee that's not in the freaking contract. Like, I guarantee that's not in the contract.
Yeah, let's say I worked anywhere, like in a sandwich shop or something, you know, pret a manger, right?
Yeah.
Don't you guys have that? Yeah. Let's say I worked in a sandwich shop and I was still interested in what was going on. And I went to the rally and I met a nurse and I said, well, I got to go to work. And she's like, oh, where do you work? And I said, oh, a sandwich shop. You know, would the sandwich shop people suspend me from work? Like literally, maybe. I don't know, but unlikely. I don't know how.
You could probably sue them if they did.
Right? Yeah. And also, what if I had gone to a rally to protect a tree or to Black Lives Matter or some other type of rally? I'm not allowed to go as a private citizen. And anyway, so whatever. So that's what happened. So that's what was going on in the video. The part about the video is they have no concern about the story, about the content, right? The whole reason why I went, hey, doctor got locked up because he said X, Y, and Z. That's the story. You're the journalists. You're the news organization. What the hell are you doing getting mad at me for even going? You should send a camera and a reporter there ASAP. If you call yourself a news organization. That's what blew my mind. They didn't care about that. They didn't care about that part of the story.
Yeah. Even if, right, say that the what the doctor was saying was completely bonkers off the wall and wrong, right? Even like if he was completely wrong and lying.
Right.
Surely in itself, that is a fascinating story about the doctor who lost his mind, is making up miscarriages, and then got locked up in a mental institution.
Yeah.
That's a pretty interesting story by itself. And that's the other thing. It's like, you didn't specify your views on the rally. You didn't say, oh, I believe in everything they said. You didn't say, you're very entitled to go and listen and just be there, like, even if you completely disagree. Like someone could just, like, I don't see them questioning, like, why there's Democratic, like, I know a lot of Democratic, or well, maybe not Democratic, left-leaning reporters who have attended Trump rallies in a professional and a private capacity, right? They've gone because they want to see what's happening. They want to be on the ground. They want to get a feel for the people. They want to, and they disagree with him entirely on probably everything, or at least maybe they say everything. And they're still, like, curious, of course. Like, that's what, like, humans are. And the idea that you should pretend like that doesn't exist at all is the really, really weird part.
Yes. And absolutely. And like the example you gave, if you have a left-leaning reporter and they go to a Trump rally, they're going to piece and package the story together with their own bias. That's just how it goes. That you cut the right clips, you link and you write your script the right way, and you put it on your WABC newscast or whatever. So, but at least they're going to cover it in their biased way. This was not even getting touched by Global News. And the other thing, this doctor, I've come to know him. I see him around at other rallies and places and other speaking events. I've come to know him quite well. And sometimes I go places with him, or I see him at places, and people will come up to him and go, "Oh my God, you delivered me!" Like, they know, and they'll, a mom will come up and go, "You delivered my son." Like, this doctor has delivered several babies. Thousands of babies in his career. He's in his 80s now, right? And so he was explaining what was going on there. And so they locked him up and stuff like that. That story still has never seen the light of day on Global News. But yeah, that's the thing. Like, it's an untouchable story. And that's why so many people in the public don't even make links anymore or connections to some of the adverse reactions. Yeah. So that's the sad thing.
What do you think it was preventing Global News from investigating this? Like, what was it? Financial or purely ideological?
No, I think it's completely financial because our prime minister is very heavily invested in these jabs. And he bought, I heard about this in 2020, 10 shots for every man, woman, and child in Canada. So there's only... There's only 38 million of us, and he bought 380 million jabs. Why did you buy those in 2020? And then on the news, when I know this is fake, I'm telling you, we would say, remember when Omicron came out? Oh, it's an Omicron variant. It's like, what? We don't even have a test for Omicron. Like, it was complete. I can tell that story later, but it was a complete bogus story, that whole variant crap. I don't even believe that happened. But anyway, if we're meant to believe that these variants and mutations happened in the virus, why did you go and buy 10 of the same in 2020? You're just giving us the same formulation. It's not like, oh, this is a special formulation and this is going to inoculate you against Omicron. There is no such thing. No such thing. And so anyway, he had gone and bought that many. And so we have big financial stakes between the government, the pharmaceutical companies, and like with how it is in the States, the pharmaceutical companies fund about 50% of Health Canada's approval. So you are not going to bite the hand that feeds you, right? If 50% of your funding for Health Canada comes from the pharmaceutical companies that you are supposed to be approving their medications for, you're not going to say, your medication sucks. They're giving you 50% of your paycheck. They're bankrolling you. So like if a coffee company sponsors me, I'm not going to say, this sucks. It's weak coffee. I'm not going to say that. I'll just say, it's the best coffee you've ever had. Please drink 5 cups a day. That's how it works, right? But so that's what it's like here for Health Canada. So we have a huge funding, a huge financial gain in it. And as a country, and the province that I live in, British Columbia, we're even more in bed with this because I probably can't say too much because this is on YouTube, but
try me. Like, everything gets cross-published to Odyssey, and if anything was ever taken down from YouTube, I would put it on X, and so don't say exactly
I
what
need
you
to
think, because I want them to fucking ban it so I can be like, look, and then go to you couldn't figure a better way to raise money than have something banned. So if you tell the truth and they ban it, excellent.
Yeah, because I just did a video. None of my videos get any traction on YouTube because I start off and then I end up just telling the truth, and then I get some sort of warning, or get disqualified, or I violate community guidelines and all that kind of thing. But here in the province that I'm from in Canada, in British Columbia, there's UBC, which is the University of British Columbia. There is some research being done at some facilities there, and they are the home for 2 pharmaceutical companies, Acuitas and Arbutus Pharmaceuticals. They also have connections with companies called INEX and Techmira. These companies also have affiliations with Bill Gates, some Bill Gates funding. This funding goes back to like 2014, when they were working on some sort of Ebola virus thing, right? So this sort of research is quite complicated, but there's big money changing hands in little old British Columbia. Yeah. So we have heavy financial stakes, this government in particular, in keeping these shots alive for whatever reason. And as we sit here and tape this interview today, it is July 24th, Wednesday. In my province, if you are a healthcare worker, no jab, no job.
Wait,
still?
What, still?
Yeah.
Seriously?
Yep. We have like thousands of healthcare workers out of work, including doctors who are friends of mine now who've reached out to me. What are you going to do? Become an Uber driver? Like, you're a friggin' doctor, right? Like, and your license, their license are under threat. They can't work here in this province. If no jab, no job for the healthcare workers, meaning everybody, physiotherapist, acupuncture, chiropractor, massage therapist.
Holy crap.
You have to get that. And that goes against what they believe. in this province. And our stupid health minister here is a right dummy. Well, he's not a dummy. He's doing what he's told, right along with the provincial health officer here, who I used to put on TV every bloody day. Her and her lies every day. So anyway, she's like our little Anthony Fauci out here, right? Every province had one, as I'm sure you guys all did in Europe and in the UK. But so
apparently it
huge,
says that
huge corruption.
I'm looking at.
Yeah, go.
I'm looking at I'm trying to find this thing about the people needing still need a jab. It says that as of last summer, regulated health professionals no longer required to disclose the COVID-19 vaccination status, but that doesn't mean that they don't have to have it.
You can, like, say you're a dental assistant, you don't have to disclose it, but they wanted to put you in a roster where people could look up your name to see whether you had it or not. But like, seriously, if you are a nurse right now, you can't work.
Okay.
There are nurses out of work at this very moment.
Yeah, it says it's employers are still, up to the employer as to what they,
They won't let these people back to work. There are nurses working in delis and in hotels when they should be working in hospitals. Our ERs have closed down here in British Columbia. Insane. It's insane, right? Like, what is the hold? The hold is some sort of money changing hands, it's so pathetic now. Aren't you all over this? The things didn't work anyway. Yeah. So let the people back to work.
They talked about doing something like that in the United Kingdom, and thankfully it never went that far. But I was Googling, interestingly, British Columbia.
But it did go that way in the heyday. The nurses couldn't go to work in the UK, correct?
Oh, no, that's not. Well, at least it wasn't accurate in Northern Ireland. So thankfully, I think they threatened, but they never actually got to the point of firing them.
They never went to no jab, no job in the UK?
Yeah.
Oh, maybe you could check. I'm going to grab my water.
I'm gonna check that. Hey, everyone. Thanks for making it right the way to the end of the podcast. I love that you tuned in this long. Do me a favor, hit subscribe, because 80% of you bastards are not subscribing, but you're watching my videos. See you next time.